Alright, well, seems to be a lot of people are really starting to like these long videos that I've been doing here, so, I kind of feel like what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start throwing, like, some clips together that I do. It'll just kind of be throughout, like, a few days, because, I mean, really right now, there's not anything I can think of really doing a long video-wise. I mean, this will kind of be a video, though, that'll be more so of, I mean, pretty much like a progress video, update video, I don't really know. Um, Pretty much just me just doing whatever the hell that I'm pretty much doing on the game, whatever I end up happen to be doing. So, um, one thing I was wanting to get into was I want to actually do 100 kills of Tormented Demons. I've been slowly getting there. The the 6 ashes is representing how many I've killed. I was doing a Slayer task of them, but then I ended up just going with some friends and doing some other shenanigans and whatnot. Ended up getting a different task and blah blah. So this is pretty much my PVM tab right now. I've sold most of my Barrows gear. Still have quite a lot of it, but sold quite a few of it. I was thinking of honestly starting to possibly PK, because PKing stuff is starting to become quite easy to kind of obtain. But I'm not really sure, because, I mean, honestly, I'm complete terrible at it, but, you know, you gotta start somewhere, I guess. But the one thing I do want to get into right at the beginning of this video is, you can see in my inventory I have a casket. Now, that's from an Elite Clue. I'm pretty sure I've never done an Elite Clue on here. I think I attempted to do one before, and I was trying to do it on my Iron Man account, I believe, and I did have a Dragon Full Helm. So I'm pretty sure I either dropped it, or I think I kept it, and I was attempting to get a Dragon Full Helm. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm gonna open it and see what I get. I probably really should just sell it just so I have some cash. But I don't really care. I mean, it's the first one I've ever gotten. I'm just gonna open it. So let's see. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I didn't realize you get that low of a reward. All right. Well, good fight on that. I guess. Yeah. I don't know exactly. I mean, pretty much mainly I'm just been doing Slayer and whatnot. So. Yeah. I guess with whatever I'm doing next. Yeah. We'll see whatever I'm doing next. Okay, well, I've been wanting to kind of make, like, videos of, more so just kind of having, like tips and stuff, but I feel like, honestly, if I just start my update videos, I feel like it kind of works a little better. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But, I wanted to kind of show something that, I know, like, I'd had some people before, some of the people in the clan and everything, they'd ask me, like, how it is I make overload so fast, because for whatever reason, it seemed to be apparently I was making overloads fast. So thought I would show something. I don't know, I mean, I'm sure most people should know about this, but if you do : settings, you get this window. And if you look on the make all option on skilling, normally that is, I'm pretty sure that's normally always checked automatically, I think. I could be wrong, honestly, on that. I'm not really sure. But I always have that turned off, so that whenever I'm making potions, I can click the herb on the potion and it immediately makes it. Now, one thing I also do to make them a little faster is, you can see I have all my potions in an order right here. I mean, it doesn't really matter what the order is, but just having them all on the line here makes it a little easier, kind of. So basically what I do is I just click the torso 4 times, and then I can just pull out my other potions, just pull out 5 of each. Now, that makes it where the range potions is only 4, and then I just gotta click like that, and it makes 4 pots. I just wanted to show, like, random thing like that. I'll probably have a few of those kind of thrown in here, like showing like where monsters are that some people possibly may not know. There's a lot of things that I've wanted to do. I might save it more for a different video, but, you know, throw that one in there, because, I mean, I know plenty of people make overloads, so, And one thing as well that I do with my other potions is pull out 10 and then pull out 1 and then just doing this, and it makes the potion. And it goes pretty fast, honestly. And for anyone that uses auto hotkeys, I know some mods want to say that auto hotkeys is bannable, but I mean, if it's not bannable in RuneScape, why would it be bannable on a private server? So, I mean, unless you're using it for a bot, I understand. Like that, yes, that is should be bannable, but there's no way you could really know that. So, yeah, though, I guess I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, well, haven't done a hard one in a while either, so I don't even think, well, no, I've done a few, I think, on this character, but I'm not really sure. Probably gonna be, not the greatest, yeah, not, well, I mean, that is 3 items, I don't know, let me go actually and check. Okay, well, from what I can sort of kind of tell, is that plate skirt would go for about close to 100 mil. Someone is actually buying the kite shield for 119 mil, and the cloak mid price is 190. No one's either selling and or buying one, so I mean, maybe be able to get 150 out of it. I honestly have no idea. I don't know if these items really go for more, go for less. I don't really do clue scrolls that much, honestly. So, I mean, it's not bad though. I mean, hell, even 100 mil per item. I mean, 300 mil off a clue scroll that takes not even 5 minutes. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, I wanted to do a little short thing on this. Because of the fact that I am trying to do, like, just kind of a, I mean, it'll take a little bit to honestly accomplish, but I happen to actually get a Slayer task of killing, well, extending it, well, including extending it. I got in total of 65 Torment Demons to kill, and I said I wanted to do, like, kind of a loot from 100, just, I mean, I'm sure probably going to get nothing, but, just because of the fact that Claw's drop rate was supposed to be changed, so, I mean, I doubt it's going to be much better, but, yeah, this is something that I wanted to kind of share, though, was that, I've seen a few people now actually come in here, but yeah, I've seen a few people come through here, and, when they, like, I'm pretty sure even most of the guides I've seen as well also says it, to just protect mage, and you'll be fine. But most of them I don't see being on curses, so I mean, I don't know if that's just because of them not having curses or whatnot. But with having curses though, Soul Split actually works pretty well. And sorry if you hear puppies whining, but yeah, if you use Soul Split, it works actually pretty decently. I mean, you can see like the ashes I've gotten. This is what I've killed in one inventory. I mean, normally when I was just using Protect Magic, I was getting maybe like 3 kills in inventory, if that. Sometimes I only even get 2. So I honestly say that, yeah, definitely using Soul Split definitely works pretty well. I mean, especially if you have like a decent hitting weapon and you have decent gear. If you're on a Slayer task, that can also help quite a bit. I mean, I hadn't done them on a Slayer task before. This is the first time I've done it on a Slayer task, and yeah, this is a lot better. I'd say definitely a lot better. So yeah, I mean, definitely if you're able to have Soul Split here, I would definitely recommend it because it works pretty well. I mean, you'll get down to like, you can see like 60 health, 50 health, and slowly I can gain some health, but if I get a little too low, like get a little bit lower than 50, it's usually when I start trying to eat a piece of food. And it's definitely recommended as well, of course, to pretty much always be overloaded doing any kind of combat related stuff, but especially being here so you maximize your damage. I suppose you also probably could just have like a B ring on just for that little more damage by possible chance. And one thing that I feel that's kind of wrong, I mean, and unless I'm wrong and I don't actually know because it doesn't state it. Alright, but yeah, as I was saying though about the fact that these are demons. I mean, Granted, I suppose that in the RuneScape's lore, torment demons aren't considered as a undead creature, even though for anyone that knows stuff of like skeletal stuff and like demons and things like that, those are things that are considered to be like undead, things like that. So for that fact, I mean, I feel like these, honestly, you should be able to use a Salve E, and these things would actually take, you'd actually get the bonus from it, doing more damage and also getting the soul split effect. That would be honestly just ridiculous, but sadly, doesn't work. But yeah, hopefully I can get something. I mean, hell, at least an Onyx would be great. I have 65 to kill, so hopefully something. Okay, so I've been doing quite a bit of Slayer actually. Got now the 58 mil experience. I mean, I've been pretty much doing, anytime I get a task, I try to do it instead of skipping it like I was before, and extending quite a few of them, and did happen to get in a clue scroll, but just to kind of see like the stuff that's in my bank so far. I mean, this is pretty much mostly what I've got. I do want to include like all the screenshots and everything at one point. Probably just do like its own separate video of whenever I finally sell off all of my stuff. But gotten quite a lot of things though so far, and I've been pretty much only doing elite tasks. I do have pretty much all the wilderness things removed, so yeah, let me just quickly probably get nothing, but you never know. And pretty sure that's garbage. Yeah, from what I can see, looking it up on the Grand Exchange, yeah, I'm gonna say this is maybe 200 mil, possibly, if it was to sell. But I mean, pretty much most of the clue items I get, most of them I'm keeping. I did, however, sell, I think it was the Bando shield, I think it was I had. I actually did sell that for 120 mil, whatever mid price was, like 119 mil or something. I ended up just selling it for that though, just because that was something that was actually being bought. The rest of these items, no one's actually really buying these items, so and for the most part though, I'm going to try to keep them, and I'm trying to do at least, anytime I get a hard clue scroll, do it. And if I do an elite, it probably would be better for me to just sell the casket, but I rather prefer just opening them just for, possibly getting lucky. So yeah, I guess I'll be back to grinding more stuff though. Okay, well, I was doing, I'm pretty sure I was doing Calphite Queen, I think, or no, I'm sorry, I was doing Reverence, and you, like, whenever doing Reverence for Slayer, I've a few times I've gone out and killed like the lower level revs trying to see if I could get something, but I was just trying to kind of do it like in more or less a simple way, just getting Slayer experience. Went and actually did it in someone's house, and actually got an elite. So again, I had said this before that more than likely I really should just sell these so that I could actually get some money and stuff. But I mean, honestly, I find it more fun to possibly have that chance of receiving that M stone being worth like how much ever it's really worth anymore. I mean, people honestly seem to be, they'll pay whatever the hell it costs to buy it from someone. So yeah, let's go ahead and open this. Okay, 16 mil, Bandos full helm, and the Armadillo robe top. Yeah, at least that's better than I guess the first one I did. A lot better than just 3 mil. I mean, I guess this is probably about 100 and something, and I'm not even sure about that. I guess I'll check and see what it's worth. Yeah, from what I can see, mid price wise, I'd say about 100, 120 or so, and like 200 to like 250 or something. I mean, that's just going by like, rough estimate of like mid price, kind of going up and down from mid price on that. So I mean, roughly that would be, I mean, I'm just gonna say like an estimate of about like 300, maybe a little more, but Nah, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, granted, yeah, I could have probably easily sold that for one bill. But again, it's just one of those things that's, to me, it feels a lot more satisfying with the fact of, like, it doesn't really take that long to complete an elite, which is where, like, selling it sometimes could take forever. So there is that. But yeah, not terrible loot, I suppose, from that clue. So, adds a few more items to my clue stuff here. I'm going to try to kind of keep most of it, unless something that someone actually is buying is in the Grand Exchange, I guess. I don't really know. It's really, I guess, more so if I, like, really need money, I guess. I mean, I don't know what their ALK values are, but if their ALK values are, like, I know it's usually less than what mid price is on Grand Exchange, so yeah, I guess, if I ever really need money, Alchem wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I remember from the update, well, the most previous update for all the changes to drops and adding in the new amulet and stuff, um, something I was wanting to kind of do here was I had tested it for a little bit here to see, and one problem there is like that Crumble Undead. This is one of the things that they didn't know if it was properly working. Needed to have a little bit more testing done and blah blah. Um, and honestly, I'd say Crumble Undead is. I'm not really sure if it's just not. Because I mean, I've used this in RuneScape before, and it doesn't seem like it's accurate enough. I mean, for the fact that I'm sitting on not terrible mage bonus, and then on top of that, also getting the damage boost from the salve, and then also getting a damage boost because of it being an undead. I mean, I don't like this thing should be hitting some pretty damn good damage, I'd say. With also using an extreme mage pot. This doesn't really do as much damage as I was kind of expecting, to be honest. I mean, for one, you can't autocast. Like, it shows that you can click, but yeah, it doesn't work for whatever reason. So pretty much have no choice but to just sit here and cast just like this, which kind of sucks. If that was to get fixed, that'd be kind of cool. Um, and another thing I'm seeing actually as well is you can see if I use this, I don't believe this is actually giving me health. I don't believe so anyway. And then I mean, I'm pretty well. Actually, no. It looks like it might. Yeah, okay, it is now. Okay. At first, I just wasn't really seeing it, but yeah, it is. But yeah, you can see like the damage though. It's not as good as I was kind of expecting it to be. It it splashes quite often, which is really odd. But that was one of the things I wanted to kind of test though. I had forgotten to do it before. I was gonna do it on the day that I was doing the update video stuff, but I never actually ended up doing that. Um, but yeah, I would say that it seems to be the spell needs a little bit more work. It also needs to have it to where it can be auto casted with the Slayer staff. That seems to be that is not properly working. So, because I was wanting to see like for maybe a poor man's method for someone that they literally just started and they have like no mage like at all pretty much. They have enough to cast Crumble Undead, and they have the prayer level to at least pray melee. That'd be a really interesting thing to kind of see. I mean, granted, yeah, leveling up doesn't take much, but like if you were able to come through here and do that, it'd be pretty awesome. But it honestly seems to be the better way of doing it. It's just probably casting like a wind spell or a water spell, or just level up your mage high enough, and pretty much they're able to do risky barrows pretty early on. Honestly, like once you have 90, what is it, 92 for blood barrage or something like that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of see though if this was really a thing, and it doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem it's properly working, at least in my terms from using the spell in actual RuneScape a lot. I don't feel like it's properly working. So Alright, well, I had finally actually went ahead and finished it, went ahead and got the 100 ashes, which means I've actually killed 100 tormented demons. Um, I don't really kill tormented demons that much. I mean, this was like with a span of like 3 days of me attempting to try to kill 100 of them. I think I'm pretty sure it's been like roughly 3 days. Um, and pretty much I just do them whenever I don't really know what to do. I'll just go and just kind of kill some tormented demons. Try to figure out exactly what I want to do, and I did happen to actually hit 100 kills. I do have a little more than 100 kills, and I know in between of even doing these, like where I was actually wanting to collect the ashes to know, there was a few that I'm pretty sure I didn't pick up, but I have over 100 kills. I know that for a fact. I know you could make the bookshelf, I believe, in the house will actually tell me how many I've killed. Um, at some point, I do want to show that as well. I don't know when it started actually counting that. I'm not really 100% on that, but um, I may do that at some point though, because I do want to sell off of everything you pretty much see here in this tab. I want to sell all of it off. I mean, for the fact that today is Wednesday, what I was kind of wanting to do is if I'm correct, if I was to wait until this Friday, it would be about 3 weeks of doing Slayer slash just kind of killing stuff, and just kind of sell off all of it. Either that, or I could wait until next week on Friday. I think it was Friday when I had came back and started just PVMing out the ass. Now, of course, there is some things I've already sold. I've already sold 2 Rigger Scrolls. I've already sold 10 Augury Scrolls. And I know I've sold some Rapid Renews as well. Um, and I've sold some other stuff as well. I've sold Staff of Light, I'm pretty sure already. I've alked some of my robes I've gotten. But I can also show some of the things that I have pretty much obtained, because since I came back, all I've mostly been doing is PVMing. The only real skilling that I've been doing is pretty much Rocktails. I mean, I'll do a little bit of here and there of kind of other skilling, just more or less checking the Grand Exchange and just seeing where everything's at and if anything's actually decent to make money for. With just doing any random skill really. But most skills aren't really that, like, you're not really going to make that much money off of doing a certain skill. It pretty much comes down to where you got to look in the Grand Exchange and see what someone's buying and what they're buying it for, if it's a good price, how many of you can get that item every hour, and blah blah. So, because I mean, a lot of the PVMing spots are starting to get taken over because of the fact that the drop rate increase had happened. A lot more places that weren't so, I guess, there wasn't a lot of people really there before. Now there's more people there, and there's more people in a group are being in places, especially in God Wars Dungeon, and also as well in Risky Barrows. I mean, hell, before the update, I used to chill in Risky Barrows. Like, I chilled in Risky Barrows almost for 2 days straight, practically, with very, very little people coming in. And most of the people that were coming in were people that have never even done it before. A few people had done it before, but they were just mailing and more or less just screwing over the whole group. But, I mean, pretty much, though, I mean, like, really, a lot of the PVMing spots are starting to kind of get taken over, though. I could go to other places and just kind of PVM just kind of alone, away from everyone. Like, I had actually done that. It was like early in the morning, and like everything was just taken. Like, Barrow Chest was taken, Barrows was taken, Bandos was taken, Armado was taken. Like, everything was taken all at once. That's dominantly the things I do pretty much for PVMing. And then I started trying to do Slayer, and it kept giving me God Wars Dungeon bosses. And then, like, it also gives me Chaos Ellie, and it's not something I really enjoy trying to go out and kill. So, I tend to not really do the more or less annoying tasks for the most part, but um, just because everything was pretty much packed, I mean, it's just because of that, it was like I went and just did a Slayer task for killing Glaciers, and that was honestly horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, Glaciers is one of those things that would be a little better if it wasn't such a bitch to honestly kill those things, because my god. Like, I'm pretty sure I was doing, I could get 2 kills a trip, I think. And I wasn't doing it in the wilderness either. I was doing it in the Slayer cave. Um, and, like, yeah, I didn't really expect them to be as much of a bitch as they were. I don't know if like maybe they're weaker in the wilderness or maybe I was just doing something wrong. I honestly I have no idea. I don't know if the one that's outside the wilderness, if that one for whatever reason like hits harder or is like I don't know. There has to be something on it that it's either it has more defense or it hits harder. One of the two. Because that shit was so fucking slow. Like that was the slowest shit in my life. I'm pretty sure just killing 10 of them took me. I'm pretty sure it took me like almost an hour just to kill 10, which is just seems ridiculous. So I mean, I don't know if that's like normal. I wouldn't really expect that to be normal, but maybe it is. Maybe that's normal to kill only 10. I don't really know. It's the first time I'd ever killed him, so I mean, I kind of figured it was going to take me a while, but I mean, that was just horrendous. So I don't know. Then maybe I done something wrong or whatever. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean, pretty much like skilling is not very profitable as like I remember it always being before. But I guess I was always so used to just not really PVMing much that I was really used to just making like 200-300 mil an hour. I was used to that. I was fine with that. To me, that was fine. And then I go PVMing and making like 500 mil an hour easy. Most of the time, more. A lot of times. So because of that, especially also like doing a Slayer task and doing like a Cow Fight Queen Slayer task takes me like maybe 30 minutes, possibly an hour, and come out of there with like roughly like 400 or 500 mil worth of loot. So I mean, because of doing that kind of shit, I mean it makes it to where really like going out and skilling, it just you kind of get a little demotivated when you realize how much you can make from PVMing, honestly. Because I mean, all in all, in this tab, I mean, this is a pretty decent amount of money. I know it's over a bill. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least 2 bill, maybe, possibly. I mean, I know like just immediately, I'm pretty sure the Sevs Light, I'm pretty sure those are 250 each or something like that. And then I have another Rigger Scroll, which the last two I had sold for 100 and I think it was 135 or 140 mil, something like that. So I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to get, I would say, at least 2 bill out of what's here. That's what I'm gonna go with, because I mean, especially as well, like this is like 600 and something mil. So yeah, this is definitely probably over 2 bill right here. So I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, like this has, I've accumulated this over a span of roughly like three, close to 3 weeks now. And then I've sold off quite a lot of it. I mean, that's my cash stack. I sold off a few other things in my bank, like if anyone knew before, I had supplies for potions to make more super pairs, but I actually want to just get rid of them. If I actually go to my Grand Exchange, yeah, I'm actually selling the prayer potion 4s that I had for 38k each. Main reason I wanted to get rid of those supplies is because I don't want to actually get 2 bill Herblore experience right now. And I don't feel like I'm ever going to need any more super prayers. And honestly, if I was able to use all these super prayers before I like had 2 bill herb experience, I mean, that to me that would honestly be quite ridiculous. Because I mean, like, yeah, I've been using quite a lot of prayer pots, but I mean, there's no way in hell I should be able to use all of these potions that fast. So I mean, I figured there's no reason why I need them, and like I said, I don't really want to push for 2 bill experience in Herblore. sitting at 1.72. I mean, really, like, I'm fine with that right now, honestly. Like, before, I just wanted to try to get a 2 bill skill, but, I mean, really, after looking at it, what's really the point of having a 2 bill skill whenever I still would need potions? So, I feel like it's a lot better for me to just, for right now, I only have 45 overloads. I usually try to make overloads when I get to, like, around 50, or at least try to get these potions set to where whenever I do need to make them, I can just go ahead and just make them whenever I need to. I mean, I had thought of just making a shit ton of overloads and just selling overloads for a little bit of profit, but I would rather just keep them and use them because, I mean, there's not going to be much of a point if later on, whenever I need overloads, to continue making them if I'm already 2 bill herb XP. So, because of that, I mean, like, yeah, I could have made more money off of it if I would have just made the potions myself, but it honestly really isn't that much of a profit. I mean, like, I sold all my bone meal for 47k each, and then I'm selling my prayer pots for 38k each. So I mean, would have been making about like 15k. Um, like, well, actually, I don't remember how much they sell to the store for. I honestly can't remember, but if I remember right, they out for like 100k or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's what, and someone was actually buying them for 100k each. So, it wouldn't have been much of a profit, honestly, to really make them anyway. So, I mean, I'm fine with honestly just selling them and just doing it like that, honestly, so then I don't ever, want to sit here and actually make them. And I've been starting to see, like, I don't know if this is something that, like, recently it changed, but for instance, if I go over to the shops, the only thing that was, the only thing I've really noticed is essence. It's saying essence is 11.5k each. Now, unless I'm wrong, I swear it was not that expensive. I don't know if there actually is a boss that drops essence, because I went to go look at the Grand Exchange to see what people were selling Runes for, and it seems really interesting that people are actually selling it for less than that price that's in the store. Like, I swear I remember the essence not being that expensive, not being 11.5k each. Maybe I'm wrong though, I don't know, but I mean, I have 301,000 rune essence. Now, I mean, to me this just seems ridiculous, because if I put them in for what it is in the store, that's almost 3.5 bill worth of runes. Now, I don't remember ever spending that much money, because I know I've bought all of these from the store. Now, I know there's no way in shit, though, I would have been spending that kind of money. Maybe I did, though. Maybe I didn't really give a shit. Because I think at that point when I was pretty much buying them all the time, I was always buying other stuff, so I pretty much made my money back from buying the runes. I don't really know, honestly. But I don't know how in the hell it is that I ended up with this much worth of runes, honestly. Now, like I said, like, people are selling it for cheaper, so I don't know if, like, there's some other way that people are obtaining it, or if I'm right and that runes used to be cheaper. Because I swear I remember it only being like 5k each in the store or something. Maybe I'm wrong, though. But I mean, that just seems a little ridiculous. Like, if it was like 5k, that I understand. That I would understand. Being about 1.5 bill worth of runes. But I mean, I already know that could get me 2 bill rune crafting experience. I think someone said it was like 200 and something thousand runes for 2 bill. But I mean, me, the way I'm gonna pretty much probably doing 2 bill is just making home tabs. That'll probably be the way I do it, honestly. I mean, either that or it would be, I think, like, the best, like, actual rune to make is, I don't remember if it was death or, it's either death or, like, law or something. I don't remember. I mean, me, personally, I would probably make, law runes if I was to make anything, just because I could just use the law runes to make home tabs. So I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, pretty much most of these law runes, I think like probably probably about half of these were made by me, and then half of these were bought from the store. So I mean, like, and I've been looking at recently as well, like through my bank and everything, and seeing all the stuff that I have, and it honestly kind of amazes me how much money some of the stuff that I honestly have is actually worth quite a bit. Like, someone actually had bought 10K soft clay from me for 20K each. So, I made right there, I made 200 mil. Um, and it just it surprises me sometimes that some of these random things I honestly have in my bank is actually worth a considerable amount, somewhat. I mean, for me, for the fact that most time I'm low on cash, especially now, because the fact that I've always been buying more and more stuff, and um, I'm always just doing random shit, honestly, half the time. So, and now because of me trying to keep my loot tab just to wait to sell it to see how much it actually all is. Because of doing that, pretty much makes it to where I'm quite low on money right now. Since normally I'd be skilling and pretty much just instantly selling most of my stuff. So um, I also need to sell some of these things as well. Uh, Seems to be the DH plate body is like more so the rarest piece that I like can never get for whatever reason. Um, I was attempted to actually keep my DH sets though, and possibly try to PK. I don't really know though. I mean, that was something that I was honestly thinking about, but I'm not really sure because it is more so my favorite kind of PKing, and since the fact that they're slowly kind of getting cheaper because of the fact that the drop rates were changed. I know, like, I remember when I first had joined, I think like a DH set was like, I want to say it was like 700 mil or something. I think they were like 100 and something mil a piece for each piece. So I think it was something like that. I don't remember honestly. Because I want to say it was like 150 mil or something per DH piece or some shit like that. Maybe I'm wrong though. I'm pretty sure it was though, because I remember before, like I wanted a DHPK and I saw how much it was, and I was like, never mind. Um, but now that I have like somewhat of a bank, mostly it's pretty much in items. I've been always just trying to upgrade my gear as well, and I mean honestly, like with all the PVMing and shit that I was doing, I did spend 1 bill on the amulets. And then I'd also spent. I got this actually rather cheap and got it for like 200 and I think it was 265 mil, so that wasn't too bad. And I also need to actually fix that. And I do have my own DH set. I don't really know though if I really want to actually go and try to do any kind of PKing though or not with it, but I also got these as well from doing DKs, and yeah, I mean, pretty much, like most of the stuff on my bank though is just me, for the most part, getting it myself. I mean, some things, of course, yeah, can't really, can't quite sit there and just try to grind out some of these things myself, because kind of can be a pain in the ass. But I mean, PVMing is starting to become rather packed though, like I'd said, and because of that, I may try to go back to doing more skills again. I mean, I'm really just waiting for this Iron Man thing, and it's sad to see that there's more stuff that is trying to be coded and whatnot, trying to make the player-owned house to where it, for one, your player-owned house will instantly load, and then also attempting to make a house that I think it was something like people will spawn in the house or something, and there'll be like basically everything there to do for the most part. So more people will be there, which makes it where whenever someone logs in for the first time, that they'd have people to kind of show them like what to do and whatnot. Since right now the help center is kind of there, and not many people really go there because there's no one else there. There's no one to ask questions. They have no idea what the hell they're really doing and things like that. So, and it also seemed a lot different because what kind of server has it to where the spawn is a player-owned house? Like that's never been done before. So it is cool that he's doing that, but it would be a little better. Would be well to me, it would be a lot more cool if he was to try to prioritize something like Iron Man, because it's something that I've been waiting for. Because I did have an Iron Man series before, but with the fact of not having the leaderboards, shut up, phone. With not having the leaderboards and not having, also not being able to know other people that are Iron Man as well, it really kind of pushes you away from really continuing on wanting to do it. So I think it'll be a lot of fun though, and as well, like hopefully a lot of things will be changed for Iron Man. Maybe make it to where it's not so easy to do like half the skills and whatnot, and have it to where we have like our own stores, like our own custom stores that ways like where we could actually buy some things, especially like for donator and premium status, because of the fact that if we can't trade, and if they also made some way for drop trading to not be possible as well, so then that way you couldn't just make an Iron Man account, and if it's like really cheap, a hell of a lot cheaper than it is to buy premium and donor for people that are normal players. If it's cheaper, and there's a little bit more to it or something, like if it's not as hard, more people would be more wanting to go and do that, and then just sit there and get premium and do something with premium, like go skilling or do something, and then they'd sit there and just drop it to their main account and sell it off. Like that would obviously kind of be a little pointless. So hopefully those things do get addressed, and I can understand that it will take a while for them to fully code Iron Man in. So to do other things while attempting to have that completed, I mean, I guess, but I do hope the Iron Man comes out soon though, because that will make me a little bit more interested in playing this. Because with the fact of seeing a bank like this, where I have just so much random shit, I have so many, everything's maxed, and a lot of the skills that I've been doing. I mean, there's Mage almost to 1 bill. And I'm also doing this without any kind of brawlers. I'm guessing some people may not know honestly that, but yeah, like my 1.7 bill experience, I have yet to ever use brawlers. I've never used brawlers for any of my skills that I have. So yeah, I mean, anyone that maybe thinks that I've used brawlers, yeah, I've yet to use brawlers. Will I use brawlers? Honestly, I don't really know. I mean, to me, I don't really see much of a point to try to truly grind something out. I mean, like I grinded Herbalore, yes, but I was also doing it because that was whenever I didn't really have money per se, and I didn't really do combat much. So I mean, to me, like if I'm sitting there and I could make like 2 or 3,000 potions an hour, and I was making like 200 to 300 mil an hour. I mean, that was fine to me. So yeah, I mean, I also want to make these all into planks and probably just sell those, so that'll give me a little bit extra money as well there. I'm gonna end up buying trading rates, so then I'll have that done, and that'll put me down to, well, if I do all these logs, and then do that, that should put me at roughly, I should be almost at 1 bill, pretty close to it if I made all these into planks, and that should put me pretty much at 500 mil after I'm done with, after buying trading rates. So because then that'll allow me to actually be able to sell the Dragon Defender, and I'm pretty sure also as well the hand cannon. So I'm going to need that to be able to sell off all my loot. So yeah, I'm going to end up probably doing that though, but I think I'm gonna end this video. I think this should be about an hour long now. Um, wasn't wasn't much I guess different stuff in this video, but I mean it's pretty much all I've really been doing is just mainly PVMing. I mean, I've done some skilling, like I did happen to get to 65 million Slayer experience. It's quite slow, honestly. I'm definitely for the people that have 2 billion experience in Slayer. Damn, like they honestly just damn. Because honestly, trying to do Slayer for, trying to get good experience, it's honestly quite a bitch. Like, the best experience I've gotten was in one day I got 10 mil experience, but that was literally by only doing hard tasks, and pretty much the only tasks I was doing was Dust Devils and Barrows Brothers. That was pretty much it. Yeah, and that was whenever I was pretty much just like stalking Risky Barrows. I pretty much like almost didn't leave there for 2 days. But in one day, I had reached roughly, I think it was close to 10 million experience in one day from literally just doing Barrows. Well, Barrows tasks. So, yeah, I've done a little bit of farming. I honestly need to do more farming. But, yeah, I mean, pretty much I think that's it, though. Um, I mean, I don't really know. I'll probably be doing well more PVMing. I don't know if I'll really do much more of a video like this. I didn't really like doing a video like this, honestly. I don't know. If people enjoy this, though, maybe I'll keep doing it, because, I mean, to me, it just seems really weird that I'm just kind of really just showing random shit. I mean, if people enjoy that, I mean, I'll keep doing it. It doesn't bother me, but it just seems a little weird to do it. But yeah, I guess hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next one. Peace.